All right, man. David Benavidez says that he's willing to take on David Morrell next if Canelo don't step up to the plate. So that would be a unification of the WBC interim title and the WBA regular title. Now, also the WBC said by March 2024 they're gonna order Canelo to fight David Benavidez, but we know for cash cows they don't set hard deadlines for cash cows. So we do know that, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's what you got to do. When a lot of these guys go to pay-per-view, they want to stay on pay-per-view. So you got to fight. You got to get fights that the fans want to see, and that's as simple as that. So, at the end of the day, it was told to me that David Benavidez, or David Morrell didn't want to take the fight. How you going around saying that David Benavidez ducked him and all that? Um, that's not true. They said Ronnie Shields was still the one holding up that fight. And obviously, ironically, he'd be the last main event on Showtime Championship Boxing as we know it. Unless they restart it again, which has been rumors that, well, HBO gonna come back. HBO has no desire to come back. It financially does not make sense for them. You know, but yeah, he'd be closing it out. They scrapped the December 9th card if you didn't see my video because they couldn't get Floyd to come back. So in an exhibition, so they scrapped it. With Danny Garcia was going around talking about there ain't no big fights in boxing without Danny Garcia. He can't even pull a pay-per-view with Keith Thurman as the co-feature. So but at the end of the day, it was told to me that David Morrell was the one that who didn't want the fight. That's what was said. So it don't surprise me. They said it was Ronnie was still holding up the fight and all that, this, that, and the third. And I believe it. The kid got less than 10 fights. It'll be his 10th fight December 16th. So that's definitely I definitely understand wanting to protect your investment. Ronnie no longer working with neither on the Charlo twins. So, Morrell probably his next best warrior. You want to make sure he 100% ready. But you can't just jump to dessert without eating dinner. But David Benavidez said he'll fight Morrell. Canelo bout doesn't happen. So he said David Benavidez doesn't get the opportunity next year. He should move on and quit killing himself to train to 170-68. It won't be the end of the world, said 26-year-old Benavidez, to move up to 175 pounds. And at the end of the day, a lot of the big fights for him are at 168 pounds. That's the problem. A lot of those fights are at 168 pounds. That's the big problem for him. A lot of those top fights that he wants is at 68. 75 is a melting pot with no money in it. Let's see if we can find the exact quote. He said he just keep coming back, but ultimately Canelo stops him with the body shot. If Canelo doesn't happen, I'm going to fight David Morrell, then just try to pick up another belt because my end goal is to try to get all 4 belts. That's what I want. That's what I want to accomplish in this weight class, 168, before I leave. And if I can't do that, then I'll just go get an interim title against Morrell. That'll be a great fight too. That will do some good numbers. If I don't get the Canelo fight, it's inevitable. I have to go up to 175 before that. We're trying to stay in the weight class of 68 as long as we can and get good fights. If we can't get the Canelo fight, then he'll just go up to 75. It's the same every camp Benavidez says about making 168. You just have to measure your food, everything, and measure your water intake. It gets to a point where it's a science, and how to get down in weight is not impossible. You can do it. I would feel much more comfortable making 175, said Benavidez. So of course he would. It's a 7-pound jump. But him fighting David Morrell, um, yeah, I mean that's a fight that the hardcore fans want. You know, that's the fans. That's the fans that the hardcore fans actually want to see. So yeah, I mean shit, it is what it is. I'm down for it. If they feel like they need 1 or 2 more fights in Morrell, I understand it. But Morrell can't go around here crying somebody ducked him and your coach said you ain't ready. You know, you know. But but uh but yeah, I mean that's a good fight, but everything revolving around Canelo. It's like a pretty girl. Everybody want her in school, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, jocking her, she gonna feel some type of way. What's she most likely gonna do? She gonna most likely get with a guy that don't go to the school. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody really applying a pressure on Canelo. How you apply pressure is say, well, we can't offer you no money unless you go fight Benavidez. That ain't happening. He can go to the zone and fight who he want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just the fact of the matter. He always gonna have options. Just like a pretty girl always gonna have options. So until somebody don't have no options and he gotta fight that guy, he ain't gonna fight him. And then you got people saying, "Well, he just gonna beat him anyway." He'll destroy him and all that. And you got today's people who don't want to see. They don't want to see top fights. They want to tell you why a top fight shouldn't happen or why this guy don't deserve this fight or whatever the situation may be. Like I said, if Benavidez didn't have no defense or he ain't square up, so if he squared up so much, why don't Canelo go take advantage of it? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why don't Canelo just go take advantage of it? Come on. If it's that easy, why don't Canelo just go take advantage of it? That's what you got to ask yourself. You know. But then again, you got people who's just gonna say, "Oh man, he gonna beat him anyway." But then they all want to be tuned in when he fight John Ryder or Jamel Charlo or shit like that. I don't understand it. He talking about I want to get all the belts at the division. We know that ain't happening because they not even gonna force Canelo to have a respectable mandatory. When Canelo got a mandatory, like Ivan Uterman, that shit happened on the hot. But when it's a mandatory like Demetrius Andrade, it don't never have to happen. When it's a mandatory like David Benavidez, it don't never have to happen. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it real. And people act like Canelo privilege or cash cow privilege don't exist. Well, Floyd did this. My thing is Floyd and Manny Pacquiao earned their right. That's always been my thing. They earn their right. Canelo was handed everything on a silver platter with platinum spoons. Let's call it what it is. He's a spoiled little brat. I'm not saying he's not a talented spoiled little brat, but let's be real. If he didn't have all that in his favor, Canelo Alvarez would have a few losses. Let's just keep it real. Canelo Alvarez would have a few losses. We got to keep it a bean. He have a few losses, but you know, that's just me being honest. But you know, if he fight Dave Morrell, so be it. But one thing you don't want this dude to do is hang around 168, lose, or you know, it takes something out of him, and we don't see the best David Benavidez. That's what you don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's what you don't want to see. You want to see the best, you know, you want to see the best David Benavidez. And hopefully he don't stick around at the weight too long. So yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out my new channel right here on YouTube, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. It's in the link tree in the description. Check out my Detroit channel, Murder Street Sports Talk. That's in the link tree in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Peace.